Hi, welcome to my house again. This is Leah Cook. I'm with Old Milford Pilates, which is in the living room. We're trying to do a workout that's a general Pilates mat class using things you can find around your house. I am going to mention that the next time I have a class, we're not doing it today, but the next time I'm going to use a ball about the size of a playground ball. So if you don't have one, you might order off of Amazon or something like that just to have it for the next time. But today, what you're going to actually use is just, again, kind of a thin beach towel and a regular chair. It's literally just a standard chair that would work at any normal standard table. We're using this, it's going to kind of be used somewhat as a foot bar or something that you might use on a reformer, just to kind of adjust. The other thing is I am wearing socks. Sounds weird for me to mention that, but there is a point where you're going to potentially want to have the socks on so that you can kind of slide along a smooth surface. So just starting out again today, we're going to start pretending we kind of are doing a little bit of footwork. So if you've been at my classes, a lot of times they're on the reformer. I'm turning to the side this time because I was told in the last video, which you can tell after it was shot, you can't really see what I'm doing if I'm facing the other way. Okay, so if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out, text me, email me, whatever works. All right, we're going to start facing so that you can actually act like you're going to sit down and squat into the chair. So you want to be forward enough that you, when you sit down, I'll show you, you're sitting on the very front edge, kind of where your sits bones are, the pokey bones. Basically, that's where you want to end up hitting. All right, so to start out with, we're going to take our feet, they're hip width distance apart. That's not the flesh width, but the pokey bone width. And you're going to find your feet. Go ahead as you're here, go ahead and just pull your toes back for a second and go a little heavy in your heels. And then maybe push forward, go a little heavy on your toes, the balls of the feet. Just kind of do that a few times, just getting grounded. Then you want to do the best you can to kind of center the weight between both feet, making sure you're not too much on the outside of the foot, too much on the inside of the foot, not too much back in your heels or too forward. As you're here, you're going to take a breath in, and you're just going to go and start to bend your knees. And as I bend my knees, I'm going to actually round down just a little bit. Rounding down towards the ground. We kind of started this way the last time. We're going to reach down to the ground. The big difference here is, and then we'll kind of lift the arms up and reach and up and out to the side wall. Just do that like one more time. Literally just kind of getting used to kind of bending the knees and rounding over a little bit towards the ground, reaching, and then just arms are going to kind of come out. I'm going to lift, circle up, and around. All right, pretty basic. What we're going to do is try to add that with a little bit more of a squat. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to squat down. I'm actually going to reach my butt out towards the, see, like I said, make sure you're not too far forward, about missed the chair. Squat down, reaching out for the chair. So once I get my sits bones on there, I'm going to reach down to the ground. Then I'm going to round up. I'm going to sit up tall in my chair and reach. Then my hands are going to come forward. I'm going to try really hard not to pitch really far forward, but keep my weight centered in my heels and in my feet. And I'm going to just come up, lift my arms up, circle out and around, just moving my arms around. There's no rhyme or really reason to it. Then I'm going to squat down, find the chair, come to the ground, round up, lift, reach, and again, hands come forward. Weight as centered as I can. That was a bad one. You see how I pitched forward to do that? You want to try to come straight up. Lift, reach out. Kind of warming things up. Sitting down best I can. One more time. Reach up and lift and round down. Find my chair again. Okay, so I'm sitting up straight. I'm going to do the best I can here again to find even pressure on both sides of my hips, making sure I'm not too far forward or too far back. I'm actually going to wind up now doing some pelvic curls and so forth. So I'm going to keep my hands right here on the side. I'm feeling my shoulders broaden and my shoulders draw down my back. Take a breath in and exhale, tip your tailbone back and down. I'm just kind of curling under just a little bit. And then coming back up tall. My hope is that I pretty much so isolated this down just to the lower lumbar part of my spine. I'm trying not to get really active. So what I don't want to do is start the tuck and the curl from up here. I don't want to round here really big. So take a breath in again and exhale, tuck, curl back just a little bit. And lift back up. Now if this isn't appropriate for your spine, again, this is a do it at your own risk routine. Instead of curling, if you shouldn't be doing flexing, instead just kind of tilt back and feel the weight kind of come back onto your tailbone and then come forward. It's the same kind of idea. Well, it's not the same thing, but it's just getting some mobility in your spine. So then again, rolling down and then come back up. Okay, so the one thing I don't want to do next is I'm going to lift my heels up and down and so forth. What I don't want to do is when I move my legs, I'm trying not to move my spine. I'm going to actually take the towel now because it doesn't hurt to just give yourself a little extra work and stabilization in your upper back. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to basically take my hands about as wide as my shoulders, maybe a little bit further. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to press my feet down. So what I don't want to do is have my feet forward from my knees. I want to have them underneath of my knees. And again, I'm still hip width distance apart. And I'm just going to roll up through my feet and lift. And then push down through my heels. And now I'm going to roll back on my heels and pull my toes. I'm separating and opening them up. And I'm lifting again up high and rolling down. This is harder than it looks because I'm like trying hard not to like roll around in my hips and move. Try not to move my spine at all. Just do it a few more times. Just some mobility in the feet. Do one more. Okay, now I have pressure even between both feet. Hopefully I'm looking down and kind of checking. Sitting up tall again. All right, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate from my ribs, trying really hard not to move my lower half. Come back to the center and twist from my ribs. Anything basically from the belly button down should not be moving at all. Trying to keep my eyes in the middle of my towel. I'm trying not to lead with my head. And center. Twist again. Basically going about 4 each direction. I'm back to the center. I'm still pulling out on the towel very actively. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tilt, curl, under again. If you're not curling, you're going to hinge back. I'm going to lift the towel up. I'm going to exhale, scoop my abs, push my feet down into the ground as I push my towel down. Inhaling up. And exhale, push navel to spine. Push those feet down, really waking up hopefully the back of the legs just as much as the front. And again, up. And push. Still trying to really scoop my abs. One more time. So I'm in a low pelvic curl. I'm going to keep the towel down, and I'm going to sit up straight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and change the towel now. I'm going to push it and squeeze it now instead of pull out. So I made a little ball. I'm wrapping my hands around it, kind of pushing and squeezing into the towel. Sitting up tall. Okay, so now I'm going to float my heels up. I'm going to lift up my heels, which sounds kind of strange and like, why am I bothering doing that? Why I'm doing that is when I'm lifting up, I'm trying not to roll out on my ankle. I'm trying to have the weight distributed across the whole foot evenly, and I'm trying not to move that. As I'm pushing my feet down, I'm trying not to use my quads only. I'm trying to feel this idea of like my thigh bones pulling down up where they connect into my butt, into the chair. Sounds strange, but just kind of like pushing that down. And then that's going to help me feel my pelvic floor lift up and get more pelvic plane stability. And I'm going to, again, like I said, squeeze the towel now. So I'm going to go back to this twisting idea. So I'm going to twist. And again, my eyes I'm trying to keep them in the center of the towel. And I'm going to lift up, push down, and then come back to the center. Twist the other way. And I get a lot of pressure on the towel and center. And twist. Yeah, see, I rolled out my ankles already. Up, lift, and down. It's funny what your body will do to make things easier. Come on, stop doing that. And then back. So I'm really trying to feel like I have energy between my legs, like I'm drawing my ankles, my inner thighs, towards the center. Got my head too far. One more time. And back to the center and bring that down. Okay, now I'm going to take the towel and I'm going to keep it with me, but I'm going to rotate my heels together. So I try to feel like I'm spiraling my hips. I'm squeezing my heels together and then I'm going to press my feet down flat. So I'm in a little bit of a turnout. If I stood up, it looks like I'm trying to be a ballerina, which I'm definitely not. I'm going to uncurl the towel now. And I'm just going to pull out on it again. And I'm going to float my heels up. Oh, see, my feet are too far forward. I got to bring it back under my heels. Heels under my knees a little more. I'm going to float my heels up. And right there, I'm squeezing my heels tight. And then down. And then up, squeeze. Try not to roll around too much again. And then down. I'm going to try one more time. And I'm going to lift up. Line that, turn out, and squeeze. So now, the next thing we're going to do is, I'm going to still keep my towel. And I'm going to try to stay in this like little Pilates V, and I'm going to try to stand up. So try not to pitch forward too far again. So I'm going to squeeze my heels, and I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to lift. That was pretty bad. We'll try better next time. So I'm going to take my towel up. I'm going to twist standing. Come back to the center. Twist the other way. Come back to the center. Take my towel down. Again, I'm wrapping and squeezing. I'm going to soft bend in my knees because I have a lot of trouble with turnout. And I'm going to try to sit down again, which was kind of hard. The goal is to not pitch forward so far. I'm not good at this. Okay, take another breath in and press. And try your best to stand up. A little better. Lift, stand up. Lengthen, twist. Come to the center. Twist the other way. Center. Towel goes down. For some reason, sitting down is so much easier. Still a little rough. Couple more times. Forward. And squeeze those legs. Ooh, that was the best one. Yay. Okay. Celebrate your own victories. It's worth it. Twist. We all have our things we aren't so good at. Press down. Reach your butt out. Yikes. One more. And back. Here we go. Really working if you can't tell. Yay! Almost did it right. Up. Reach. Twist. I'll be my own personal cheerleader here. I hope I'm not moving my hips too much. I'm trying hard not to. And back down again. Alright. Drop your towel to the side. Wherever you want to put it. Alright. So that was fun. That was kind of our workout. We're going to transition now. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to turn around. We're going to do a little bit of like a plank here. You can either end up on your knees or you can be on your toes. So again, you want to kind of come to a place. I'm going to take my arms up and reach. I'm going to roll down, kind of hinge down. My hands are coming to the forward part of the chair. Make sure your chair is not on a surface that's going to slide, okay, because you are going to kind of put some weight there. My couch is actually kind of helping me so that my chair definitely doesn't move. It's not necessary, but just be aware. As I'm here, I'm going to have my elbows facing the outside wall. They're wrinkly apart. A little soft bend. Bring my shoulders over my hands. I'm going to step out with one foot. I'm going to really reach my heel behind me and then take the other heel. And my feet are together and I'm squeezing. Really this nice little plank here. So it's not the hardest, most challenging thing in the world for some people, but this could be where it's challenging for you. Your other option is if this is too hard on your arms, is you can come down to your knees and then take your knees a little bit away from center and then just hinge your weight forward. This could be appropriate for people. What you want to make sure you're not doing though is arching your back and swaying. You want to really feel everything pull down. But again, if not, come here. As we're here, one thing we're going to do here for those of you on your toes is you're going to lift up and reach forward and then lengthen back down again. I'm going to do that about 4 times. Then again, I'm going to add on, show you something a little harder. Those of you who are just down and who are on their knees, just do the best you can. Just kind of hanging out there. Oh, my mat's moving. And then down. If you need a second, take it back and stretch. We're going to have to fix the mat. This is where if you're on your knees, you'd be more in a child's pose. And you're going to come forward again. Shoulders back over your hands and hold. Now we're gonna try single leg. I'm gonna keep my knees together. If you see that, I'm lifting through my belly. I'm really squeezing my legs together, and I'm gonna reach back through one leg, and then lift up. That mat's really an issue. We might have to fix that. And up. Trying to, again, work through the whole foot. I'm gonna do one more. Other foot down. Squeeze it together. Not a bad idea to come back. It's gonna take a second. And then come forward. Reach. Shoulders broad. Take the other foot. Again, my legs are together and they're even. I'm going to reach through. My left foot has some interesting issues, so it may have to be a little more careful here. And lift. And reach. Hopefully I'm keeping my right leg straight. 2 more. 1 more. And foot down. And come back. All right, I'm taking a second and fixing this mat. Okay. Now we're going to come forward again. Last thing we're going to do right now on our wrists. I know it's not always people's favorite place to be. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do some little push-ups. My elbows are actually going to turn and go out to the outside wall. And I'm coming up. Again, if you're on your knees, this is a very doable push-up. You can just bend the elbows and really think about pushing through your chest to come back up again. So let's just try to do, about 8 of those if you can. So we'll count if you're still moving. Hopefully you're still moving. And up. And reach. And up. Try not to collapse here. Try to really think about lifting through the belly. Still reaching through your heels. Keep your shoulders from coming up. And let's do one more because hopefully you guys were moving when I was showing the other things, so we got to be to about 8. All right, good. Now walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Technically, you're supposed to try to squat down here, but you're going to do the best you can to sit down on the ground. I am not great at that one either. All right, next thing we're going to do is going to roll. What we want to do is take our legs and we're going to take them to the outsides of the chair. It's a little wider than hip width distance apart for basically, unless you have the most narrow chair of all time. So you want to be in a mild little turnout here, guys. And I'm really squeezing my heels in towards that chair, and I'm squeezing it like I would maybe a ball or something else. Hands are here, and I'm pressing my feet down, and then I'm going to roll down. Again, it might not be appropriate for people, so you might want to hinge instead. So I'm going to tuck, roll down. I'm really pushing my feet down as best I can and coming way down. Breathe here. I'm going to go ahead and circle my arms around and reach. Now, some people might want to straighten their legs now. I'm going to. That might be not appropriate for you. You might need to still keep your legs bent. But at this point, we're going to, again, squeeze the chair with our butt and our thighs and that turnout. Arms are up. I'm going to take a breath here. I'm going to exhale and curl up, push those thighs down. Oh, I'm really squeezing that chair, and that's hard to do to get back up again. All the way. And sit up tall. And then roll back down again. Keep squeezing the chair and that turnout. Lowering down. Reach, 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 reach. Circle the arms. Yes, unfortunately, doing this sometimes makes your pants get pulled around. Just adjust. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Oh, I just kind of stuck at these. All the way up. Again, that's why I should do them more. Press high, roll back down. And actually, when I'm here too, by the way, I'm kind of squeezing the chair with my hands too and kind of lifting up, trying to get more length. A couple more times. It's nice and basic. Full roll downs. And around. And lengthen, squeeze that chair. Oh, they get so much fun. One more. Come back up. Lift, reach, up, squeeze, push the legs down. Try not to use your hips too much. And to the top. And reach. And again, I'm kind of pushing down for a second here with my hands, getting some energy. Now I'm just trying to sit a little more straight at this point. Don't mind me adjusting my clothes. All right, I'm pushing my hands down. I'm sitting up as tall as I can right here. And I'm almost like feeling like I'm pulling my shoulders back towards the back wall to help create this counterbalance to sit up a little taller. As I'm here, I'm gonna keep my, excuse me, I'm gonna keep my right hand pressing down. I'm gonna take my left hand out to the side, and I'm gonna start to do this twist. As I'm twisting and I'm opening up my spine, I'm trying not to lean back. I'm trying to stay up tall, directly over my hips. I'm again drawing my thigh bones down into my hip, towards the floor as I'm pressing the hands down. I'm opening up, coming back to the center. Again, press the other hand, arm reaches, rotations happening from my ribs. And there's that little extra opening right there, and lengthen. Again, don't lean back, stay straight at this point. Come back to the middle. Other side, twisting, staying as vertical as I can, and back to middle. Creating nice length through your spine, length through your body. We're going to add on this time. I'm going to actually take my hand now a little more to the center of my body, my right hand, to create more range of motion. I'm going to, again, draw it down. I'm trying not to let this right shoulder roll forward. I'm drawing it back and down and drawing through the spine and sitting up tall. I'm going to slide this hand out, and I'm going to go actually beyond center this time, and I'm going to stretch out. As I'm here, I'm pressing everything away, and I'm going to hinge back a little bit. I'm not going too far, because as soon as I feel this leg or anything twist, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to come back up tall, and then to the center. Again, left hand's going to go more to the middle of my body, trying not to round. I'm trying to keep this shoulder broad. I'm going to take the other arm out, continuing to press down with my back muscles. Ooh, see, lost my left side. I got to sit up straight, and then hinge back, trying really hard to be in the middle. Come back up tall, and center. Again, rotation around, lengthening, sitting up very tall. Feel this downward pressure and hinge. Do your best not to move your legs around. Come up tall. I surely hope I'm not. Come back in the middle. I'm trying not to. Reach. I'm still drawing my inner thighs towards the center. And hinge back. Keep those hips level. And all the way up. And back to the middle. Okay, good. All right. Now, I'm going to move along. I'm going to bring my legs together. Come forward just a little bit, because I'm going to end up putting my legs onto this chair. So I'm going to roll down or lay down, whatever works for you. Coming a little closer. And I'm still a little far. I want to have a 90-degree angle if I can. All right. Cool. Okay. My feet. I'm going to start with my feet together, and I'm squeezing my whole foot together with my butt. Okay? Not just this muscle that travels from the outside of the hip to the knee. I'm really drawing it in. So my knees are staying slightly apart, and I'm going to take my towel. Okay, this is where the socks are going to end up coming in handy in a minute. I'm going to take my towel again. Again, we're back to this pull out. I'm actually this time though too, when I hold on my towel, sounds strange, I'm going to try to really grab with the outside of my hand a little bit more and go wider out, more like a Y. So I had been coming a little in line with my shoulders, now I'm going beyond them. And I'm kind of trying to angle the outside of my hand in. I've got my ribs pressing down, my heels are drawing down into the whatever it is, the chair. Okay, good. So I'm pulling down with my butt. As I'm here, I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to exhale. I'm going to lift my chest up off the mat, and I'm going to reach my arms forward. Now, you don't have to lift up off the mat. You can actually just reach your arms forward and you feel it. But again, like I said, I'm kind of trying to angle my elbows into my side and my outside of my hands. I'm really pulling from there more. So it's a little bit of a different point in my back. Take another breath in and exhale, lift. Draw it forward and up, lift, and then back down and reach. A couple more, just right here, lift, lengthen, and back down. One more, lift, lengthen. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to rotate rib over rib, back to center. Try not to sway my legs, rib over rib, back to center. Rib over rib, back to center. A couple more. Rib over rib, back to center. And again. Last time. And roll down. Okay, I'm going to drop my towel.
Hands are coming down to my side. And first ones I'm going to do here are some hinges. So my feet are together. Now the socks, this is why I was saying the thing about the socks. If you know when we use the reformer, the carriage will move in and out if you're using your legs too much or not enough of your core. Same sensation is going to happen here on the chair with your socks. If you are pushing out with your legs, you're going to be able to tell because your heels are going to go flying. So you want to really feel the back of the legs drawing down, belly pulling up and in. And like I said, we're going to do an extension first, or a hinge. So at my hips, I'm going to not lead with my ribs. I'm going to lift my spine up as one piece. And I'm going to lift, lift, lift. My legs, again, are in parallel, and I'm drawing into the center, and I'm reaching. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll down. All the way down. Reaching, tailbone forward and down. And again, lifting my hips as a board. So I'm lifting at this hip crease, and I'm gathering my ribs, and I'm lifting and reaching, reaching, reaching out. And then tuck, curling down as best I can. Now I have my hands on my hips and to the side. You can keep your hands down here. I kind of talk with my hands too, but I also use them to kind of check what's happening in my body. But it is totally appropriate to have your legs, your hands down to your side, and maybe use your arms just a little if it's hard for you to get all the way up. So again, breathe in, hinge up, lift, lift. Again, I'm trying not to lead with my ribs, I'm trying to stay like a board, reach out the top, and then roll down. Hopefully I'm even. My shoulders did something weird that time. One more time. And lift up, reach, extend, and then roll down. Okay, so you can stay with that move if that was a challenge for you. Just keep doing that. If not, we're going to add a change here where we're going to lift into one leg or the other. So I'm going to go ahead again, draw my heels down, breathe, lift, hinge up, and reach. At the top, I'm going to go ahead. This is kind of a challenge, and I'm going to take my right leg off, and I'm going to roll down. Put that leg down, and we're going to alternate. Hi. The dog's having another appearance. She doesn't have her cone anymore. Say hi. Okay, here we go. Take a breath. Lift, reach, extend. Okay, I'm going to try my best. And to my left, it's a little harder. And roll down. All the way down. Heel down. And again, alternating. Lift, reach, extend, and rolling down. Other side. Hopefully my feet are even every time in between. I'm kind of trying to readjust each time. Lift, reach, extend, leg out, roll down. Do one more on each side. Hinge up, lift, reach, extend. You should feel a lot on your back side. And roll down. One more. Lift, reach, extend, and roll down. Okay, cool. One more thing here. I'm going to actually separate my legs a little bit now. They're in line with my hip bones. Good. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually move our legs a little here. And instead of being in a hinge, I'm going to go more into a curl. So I'm going to go ahead and do my pelvic curl, and I'm going to lift up. So I definitely can feel this like scooping right here in my belly. I'm going to hold my scoop, and I'm going to push my legs out a little bit, and I'm going to draw them back in. It's pretty hard, so my range of motion is very small. Out a little bit, pull it in. Out a little bit, pull it in. This is where you really need the socks. Add a little bit, pull it in. Few more. These are not fun. Pull. Find your breath. Pull. One more time. Pull. And roll down. All right. Back of my legs are on fire. My butt's on fire. So we're actually going to use some of the series of 5 things to open that up. All right. First thing we're going to do is the chair is actually going to be used by us today as a range of motion check, but also to kind of like use it as resistance. So this whole movement, when I say straight legs, as I said the last time in class, You don't have to have your legs totally straight if that's not appropriate, if you have tight hamstrings, low back. The other thing is you do not have to go in a C curve. You can do this flat down onto the mat. That works as well. You just want to set your spine in position and you don't want to roll it around. I'm actually going to do it today in neutral spine, which means my pelvis is neutral, not my spine. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to try to keep my hips in neutral, which means I have a little bit of space in my low back. My hands are going to go behind my legs. I'm going to push in and I'm going to round up. First one I'm going to do is double leg stretch. So I'm actually going to reach my arms out, press my legs as one out, and when I get out there, I'm going to actually push my legs down into the chair. If you see, I'm not as high. If I'm imprinted, I can go really high in seeker, but because my hips are in neutral, I don't get to go as high. My spine won't let me. And then I'm going to bring my legs back in again. And I'm going to reach out again and lengthen, push those legs down, and then in. Reach out and lengthen, and in. And lengthen, and in, and lengthen, and in. One more, I think. And then I'm going to pull my knees in and roll down. Now we're going to do single leg. Same idea though, I'm still, right now my hips are imprinted, so I'm going to go back to neutral. I'm using this, like I said, more for stretch or range of motion. I'm going to extend my left leg's going to go out, and I'm going to push my thigh bone into my hands. I'm not twisting, I'm rolling up, and I'm pushing my leg down. 1, 2, switching, 1, 2, switch. And again, if it bothers your low back, your neck, just take a break, come back, double check, make sure you're pulling from the right areas of your body. Good job, and legs in, and pause. All right, next one we're gonna do, legs to the ceiling. Again, straight legs for you. What you can do, I'm imprinted right now. I'm gonna have to take my legs forward a little bit. I'm so used to doing it imprinted. Hands are gonna reach up. I'm gonna lift into C curve, lower one leg down. 1, 2, switch, 1, 2, switch. My range of motion, like I said, much smaller today because I have my spine in a more challenging position. One more time. Both legs up and pull in. All right, good. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and roll up. So I'm gonna take my legs again on the outside of the chair, take my arms back, make this as good as I can as a transition, and draw up, 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 and sit up straight. All right, going back to something that's gonna look a little bit like elephant. Okay, hands are on my edge of the chair again. Legs are in line with my hips. Okay, and I'm gonna try to flatten my back out here as best I can and keep it flat. All right, I've got the weight really even between my hands and my feet right now. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to try and take my left hand without shifting my body out to the side. And then bring it in. Then I'm going to try my right arm out to the side. Pretty simple. Bring it in. Now I'm going to try my left leg. I'm trying not to shift my weight out into the outside of my right hip here. I'm going to keep drawing into the center, and I'm going to take this left leg out and bring it down. Then I'm going to try the right. Take it out and bring it down. Let's go around the world one more time. Left hand, try not to shift your body. Keep your spine neutral. Right hand. Left leg, it's not going far. Right. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add on here. I'm going to take my left leg, right arm. So I'm trying not to shift over to my right, keeping my weight centered, and I'm going to take my left leg out, right arm, and then in. Do it a few more times. and in. Try hard not to shift so it's not as high as you think. Building on, we're going to do the other side now. Again, left hand, right leg. Hopefully I'm saying this right. Yeah, who knows. Try not to open the hips yet. Reach. Notice I said yet. It will in a second. Reach. One more. Reach. All right, good. As we're here, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the left leg out and we're going to end up taking it behind us into more of like an arabesque. When that happens, your hip is going to open and rotate, but we don't want to have from the base of the rib cage up to the head moving. We want to try to keep it square to the ground. So I'm going to take this leg out to the side. You actually have to lead kind of with your pinky toe and take it out. So if you see that, I'm in a turnout out here now. What I'm trying not to do is twist my upper body. I'm trying to keep it square, and I'm going to lift that leg as high as I can. Good. Right in that position. I'm going to hold it here, squaring my body, weight even between both hands, and I'm going to pulse from literally up at my butt here at the top. I'm going to pulse the leg up for 8, 7. And it's not just up, it's about out. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to bring that leg back around and place it back down underneath of my hip and level my hips here. I might do a little bit of rounding. I'm going to do the other side now. Square my shoulders. Trying my best not to lean out to my left right there. So my right leg's going out. I'm leading with the pinky toe. I'm bringing it up. My hips, like I said, they're going to open, but I'm trying hard to keep my upper back and spine straight. And I'm going to take it behind me, and I'm going to pulse up with my butt cheek for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back around and down. Let's go ahead and take a second and just kind of round down here for a second. Stretch it out. Shoulders, whatever you need to do. Come forward. I swear there's no good hairstyle for Pilates. Okay. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to end up rotating the thigh and the hip here from external rotation to internal rotation. So let's get our weight centered between both, flat back as best you can. I'm going to start on the right leg. I'm going to take, I'm sorry, not the right, my left. We're going to take my left leg out, I'm not shifting. I'm sliding it back behind me. I'm going into that arabesque and I'm lifting it. My shoulders are square. Now, I'm going to internally rotate my left leg. It's going to come down and cross behind my right knee. Then I'm going to shoot it back up and twist back into that arabesque. It's coming back through and around. Now we're going to get really tricky here. And we're going to add a bend of the right knee if it's available for you. You're going to squat down here and then stick it back up again. Squat down here and up. Based on your ankle mobility, that's going to be your range of motion. Keep those shoulders from climbing into your ears. Try 2 more. One more. Leg goes back out and around and down. Again, do a little tuck curl. Even it all out. Let's try the other side. Weight even. Bring that right leg back, around, arabesque it up, lift, square your shoulders and your ribs. Your hip might open some. Internally rotate. Bring it across and then back out. Externally rotate. Internally rotate. And here we go. And add the bend. Squat down some. Up reach. Squat down some. Up reach. These are not my favorites. And reach. Two more. One more. Oops, did it extra. Meant to swing it back out. Bring it down. Good job. Reach back here, curl under your toes, drop down to your knees. All right, as you're here, we're gonna have our toes are curled under for a second. And I just want you to do a couple of things here. Take a breath here and lift those knees off, roll up through the feet and back. Walk back a little further if you need to. I was a little too close. Now, I'm going to bend my knees down, reaching through my heels, coming down, weight is centered, and then touch my knees and up, lift. I'm really pulling up through the middle of my belly. And this is not my legs, this is not my arms, this is definitely my core. And down and touch, lift. Reach out, 2 more. Touch. One more. Touch. Good job. And reach. Okay, I'm going to show you from this side for a second. The next thing we're going to end up doing is kneeling. And again, this time my shins are pushing down. I'm going to turn to the side in a second, but I had to show it to you this way. I'm going to actually sit back as best I can on my shins. A lot of us can't actually get all the way down onto our heels doing this. You want to just go where you can go. We're going to end up taking the towel. I'm going to turn forward here in a second. We're pulling the towel out on the towel again, and we're going to end up basically lifting the towel up to the ceiling a little forward from me here. I'm going to hinge back. I'm going to come up, lift, and then the towel's going to lower as I come down, as low as I can personally go. All right, I'm going to turn forward now and do this because it transitions in a second. Okay. Hi, Winnie. Arms out, pulling, and I'm going to sit down as low as I can. Inner thighs are active, and then I'm going to lift and reach. I'm going to hinge back. I'm going to come up and down. Again, up, lift, reach. Hinge back. Come up and down. Lift, reach. Hinge back. Up and down. One more time. Reach. Hinge back, up, and down. Okay, this is how you're going to use your chair now. You might have to move closer. I'm going to come over, and we're going to end up doing side planking here. I need to come closer. Now my forearm onto the chair. I'm going to have my hips in line with my elbow. I'm going to come up and reach this leg out. Still a little close. So you want to be able to really lift from your side. I'm going to lift and stretch out, and then come back, and then down. So lifting from my side and reach out, and then down. One more hold. Now, this leg here, take your arm down, shoulders down, just reach, bring the leg up off the ground, and then down. Up off the ground, down, a few more. Off the ground and down. I'm really working about trying not to twist my side off the ground. One more. Hold it up there. Good. Now just pull your heel towards your butt. I'm not moving my thigh bone forward or backwards, and then out. And then pull in. And then out. Pull in. Really pulling from my backside. Working my shoulder. Weight is even through my body. One more. And coming back here, and then coming up. I'm gonna come back down. Now, you can stay with that, or you're gonna move on to this one. You're gonna end up actually lifting your leg as high as the chair, because it's gonna end up being on the chair. So coming down, taking my hand out to my side, a lot more weight into my shoulder here, so I gotta really draw my shoulder down, and I'm gonna just open my side up, and I'm gonna reach this leg out. I'm trying not to collapse back here. I wanna open my hips and reach. Okay, so I don't get to rest my leg there. I have to reach it out further and bring it up just a little bit, and it's coming forward and then back. Forward and back. forward. I'm using the chair like I would the foot bar to try to challenge myself to lift my leg higher and reach it out further. Couple more. One more. And then I'm going to bring the leg in, come up, and just kind of stretch. Okay, other side. Hey, Winnie. She's up on her perch there. Pick this up. Switching. Okay, now, other side. Starting first, forearm here. Try to be linked with your side. And we're gonna reach this out. Good deal, lengthening. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this down, and I'm gonna come down, and I'm gonna lift and reach out. One side's usually funkier than the other. This is my funky side. Stay up, pull your side and lengthen. Lift from here, try not to twist. My hip was twisting, that was bad. My foot's out wrong. Okay, gotta bring this leg up a little, and then down. Reach it up and lengthen, and then down. Reach, and down. Keep your shoulder down, lengthening your sides. Reach, keep it up, pull your heel into your butt, point it out. Heel into your butt, take it out. Bring this in, and come back up. Come down, we'll do the other side. Hand, weight even, and I'm gonna open it up, take this leg out, flex my foot, watch that my shoulder's not doing anything weird, lift the leg up, and then down. So I'm lifting and reaching through my side, and I'm imagining on a wall. I'm not twisting off the wall. I'm trying to be as level and even as I can. Keep going. Hold it up, bring it forward some, and back. Clear that chair, which on this side for me, a real challenge. Obviously, if you're not a tall person, you're not gonna, if you're, let's see, shouldn't say tall. If you're not able to clear the chair because your bones are not long enough, don't do it. People like Judy Evans. One more. Bring it in, come up. Give it a little stretch this way. Good job. All right, so we are very, very close to being out of time. So next thing we're gonna do is just do a little bit of a stretch. We're actually gonna sit down here, sit crisscross. We're gonna skip something I was gonna do. Talk too much as usual. So whatever leg's in front, remember, because you're not gonna have that one in front next time, I'm gonna take my arms out. We've done a lot of shoulder work actually today by weight bearing on the chair. So I'm gonna take a breath here. One hand's over the shoulder, one hand's below on my shoulder blade. Take a breath in. Exhale, round. Deep breath in. Exhale, sit up tall. Whatever arm was on top goes underneath this time. And cross. Exhale, pull. Deep breath in. And reach up. Switch legs. Sit tall, arms out. Breathe. And exhale. And exhale. And switch again. And exhale. You're going to get your cone back, Winnie. Good job. And we're going to go ahead and bring our legs in front. Again, squat down. Let's roll all the way up to the top. Inhale up at the top. Exhale down, roll down one more time. And back up. And reach.
Thanks for joining me in my living room. And if you have any questions, again, don't bite your tail. You can feel free to reach out to me at my website's ompilates.com. And there you go. Have a great day.